Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be exploring unsupervised learning using a Gaussian matrix model. We'll apply this to our popular MONS dataset, which is a synthetic dataset with true interlocking crescent moon shapes. We'll visualize everything as so you can see how the Gaussian matrix model works in unsupervised contexts. So first, let's briefly talk about the unsupervised learning. So unlike supervised learning, where we have labeled data, unsupervised learning is used when we don't have a label and need to find hidden pattern or structure in the data. Common tasks in the unsupervised learning include clustering and dimensionality reduction. Now, the Gaussian matrix model is commonly used in unsupervised learning, especially in the clustering algorithm like Gaussian Mixture Model, GMM, or kernel-weight methods. The key idea is that we assume the data points come from a mixture of Gaussian distribution and we try to model those clusters. In today's video, we'll explore this concept using the Moon dataset, which provide us non-linear separable structure that's perfect for clustering. As mentioned, the Moon dataset consists of two interlocking crescent moon shapes. It's a great example for clustering because it's non-linearly separable, which means traditional clustering algorithm like k-means might struggle here. But the Gaussian mixture model, we can use the Gaussian matrix model to successfully identify the structure. Here's the libraries which we need. So let me first load this. And this is the Moon dataset. It has two classes, but in unsupervised learning, we won't use the labels. We'll attempt to group this data into clustering without knowing the actual class assignments. This is where the Gaussian matrix model can help. Let me make the data and let's visualize this. So this is what the Moon data sets looks like. Now let's talk about the Gaussian mixture model GMM, which is powerful clustering algorithm based on the Gaussian matrix model. GMM assumes that the data is generated from a mixture of several Gaussian distribution and each Gaussian component is fit to different cluster in the data. So in GMM, we don't need to manually specify the number of cluster unlike k-means because the model estimates the best fit and it works well with the nonlinear data. So let's start the modeling. Here I'm loading the Gaussian mixture and fitting the GMM model to the data. And let's predict the cluster and visualize the clustering. Here we use the Gaussian mixtures class from scikit-learn to create GMM model. We specify the n component equals to 2. And since we know that the Moon dataset had true cluster, after fitting the model, we predict the cluster label for each point and visualize the result. And as you can see, GMM successfully separates the data into two clusters, capturing their Moon-like structure. So to understand how GMM works behind the scene, let's look how the covariance matrix and the Gaussian matrix used in clustering. So the covariance matrix is part of the Gaussian distribution and it tells us about the spread and the orientation of the clusters. So we can visualize this by plotting the ellipses that represent the Gaussian component of the mixture. So if I run this and visualize this. So in this code, we calculate the eigenvalue and eigenvector of the covariance matrix for each Gaussian component. This helps us to plot the ellipses that represent the spread and the orientation of the Gaussian distribution in the data. So the red ellipsis shows the area where each Gaussian component is centered. So this is the center of this cluster and this is the center. this cluster. As you can see, the GMM capture the shape of the moon and the model data distribution very well. Now, while Gaussian mixture models are one way to cluster, another useful tool is Gaussian kernel matrix. And especially when working with a kernel-based method like spectral clustering, the kernel matrix measures the similarity between the data point using Gaussian RBF kernel. So we can compute the Gaussian kernel matrix to see how the model perceives the similarity between points in the moon dataset. So I'm using the computing the Gaussian kernel matrix RBF kernel with gamma parameter for RBF kernel and visualizing the result set. So here the hotspot indicates the stronger similarity between points and the cooler colors shows the weaker similarity. So the kernel matrix is useful for many kernel-based algorithm as it provides a similarity measure that helps the algorithm group similar points together. So to summarize, today we have learned about how to apply the Gaussian matrix model in the unsupervised learning using Moon's dataset. We covered the Gaussian mixture model, GMM, and for clustering and visualizing the decision boundaries and covariance matrix. We also explored how the Gaussian kernel matrix capture the similarity between data points. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.